What's going on? Welcome back to the Awareness Channel. My name is TC. So yesterday, the Secretary of War, that's what he liked calling himself, so Secretary of War, but I'm just used to saying Secretary of Defense. Anyway, we named Pete Hedgehog, Pete Kegbert, Pete Hegseth, the one that liked to get drunk and slap women around. Allegedly, supposedly. I don't know how true it is. I ain't never drunk with him or beat up a woman with him. But that's what he's. And he had a little talk show on Fox. He did some time in the military, but nothing real, noteworthy. But anyway, he gets on Fox News. Donald Trump like him, get a little show on Fox News. Donald Trump like him, stick his ass as head of the military. Now, this motherfucker is drunk off of 1990s war movies. And he think that the whole goddamn military is supposed to look, well, like him. Because he think he look good. And so he gets in front of all these generals. Wait a minute, first, let's get it right. Pete Hegseth, called all these motherfuckers together. 900 of them. General, big motherfucking stars and bars and shit all over him. Looked real good. I like uniforms. They all sitting there looking like what they are, serious military men. Some of them been in the military 30, 40 years. Some of them was in the military serving while Pissy Pete was in kindergarten. And he up there lecturing them about warrior ethos. This nigga done read a book and now he think he's smart. Warrior ethos. He done wrote another book, so now he convinced he's smart. And he is lecturing those generals on, rules of engagement. He said, we ain't gonna be hampered by stupid motherfucking rules of engagement. You can shoot whoever the fuck you want to shoot. If they look at you sideways, you can blow their shit off. He said, we ain't worried about no goddamn climate change. We gonna smoke this bitch out. He said, ain't gonna be no motherfucking dudes in dresses. He said, if your motherfucking ass shave and you get razor bumps, you can get the fuck out. That's how he was getting rid of the niggas. He done found a way to get rid of niggas. If your shit bump up when you shave and you ain't careful, because there's ways to prevent that, but I'm just saying. He said, he want pretty, clean cut, clean shaven white boys in the military. That's what he said he want. He ain't saying so many words, but the rules he putting down, that's what it leads to. And you got to be fit. You can't be fat. He say, I don't want to see no fat motherfucking soldiers. So if you are a computer programmer or a drone pilot, or you work some non-combat role in the military, you got to have a six-pack abs for that. But I do think he qualified it by saying something like, if you're in a combat role, then you got to be fit and pass the beat. I think that's what he said, to be fair to his motherfucking ass. But the whole point is, he's sitting here talking tough like G.I. motherfucking Joe and about to cut the whole military by 2/3. You hear what I'm saying? He about to cut the military by 2/3 because the military go to poor and disadvantaged neighborhoods to recruit because them white boys going to college. Because they don't want to fight either. Especially not for some bullshit like this. They don't want to fight either. But I digress from their not wanting to fight. Still ain't going to be enough of them. White men are only 29% of the population, my dude. So you cutting down to maybe when you go, say, 18 to maybe, I don't know, 25, you talking 10% of, 15% of the population, of the white male population, is between that age group. And that's just off the top of my head. I don't know, it's probably less than that, could be a little bit more. But you're still talking about a small group of people you're trying to draw from. If you don't want no women, you don't want no gays, you don't want no brown people, you don't want no black people. You just want 6 foot tall white boys in your military. Mr. Pete Hegseth. That's what he was talking about yesterday. Whitewashing this bitch. And he said, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can retire. Get the fuck out. Quit early. And then, it gets worse. It gets worse. God damn it. Donald Trump comes on. Donald Trump come on the stage after that. Now they got the big giant fucking flag behind them like in the movie Patton with George C. Scott. I saw that movie back in the day. George Patton was one of the generals from World War II. You know. George Patton slapped the shit out of a motherfucking soldier because the soldier had PTSD and couldn't take it no more. He got in a little trouble, but that's the kind of toughness they want. Oh yeah, back to Pete Hegseth for a second. Pete Hegseth said that basic training should be hard and motherfucking scary, and if the DI cuss at you or put his hands on you, so the fuck what? He said, we ain't gonna put motherfuckers out the military because they did a little something wrong in their past or something like that. That's so they can recruit white boys with prison records. But he said we're not gonna flush whole careers down the toilet over allegations. You go listen to the motherfucking speech and tell me what you think. And the generals just sat there and looked at him. All of the admirals and the top brass from the whole military corps, they just sat there and looked at him. And then, after Pete got done with his bullshit, he walked off the stage. Not a peep was heard. They didn't say one word. The military, according to what I heard, prides itself on being apolitical. However, once they get out of the military, and however, they do know right from wrong. These are educated people, men and women, with degrees and doctorates and shit, and all of that. You know, they don't just get to be where they are, being lucky. So then, part 2. Up jumped the devil. The big orange man come up, Donald T. Rump. Got his necktie extra long today. I'm telling you, that motherfucking red tie went all the way to the floor damn near. And he come out there, he leaning on the mic. He get to talking. He got a teleprompter, but he ain't using it too much. He going like off and on from the motherfucker. And you know how Donald Trump get to talking and telling them dumbass stories? Well, he's doing that. But at the same time, he's telling these generals that they're going to have to go to war against their own citizens. He's telling these generals that he is going to need them to help deal with the crime in democratic cities. He's telling them that he wants to lock down democratic cities and he wants them to help him do it. That's basically what it sounds like to me. And he mentioned a bunch of them. New York, San Francisco. They're in Portland right now. Getting ready to go into Chicago, he said. He getting ready to go into Chicago like he finna invade this motherfucker, like he talking about some city in the Middle East somewhere. That's how he sounded. And he was telling them generals, y'all gonna be a big part of it. He said, because the invasion is from within. He said, we being invaded. We at war. He's telling these generals that shit. And they sitting there looking at him. Because he's the commander-in-chief. They swore an oath to the Constitution, not to him. He don't understand that. He doesn't understand that. So anyway, and he said, talking about Donald Trump, he go all over the place. Donald Trump goes all over the place. And he went on for about an hour. All it amounted to was Donald Trump wants to turn the power of the U.S. military on to the citizens of the country. Now, this is just my opinion. After listening to both of them two guys, if I'm somebody somewhere with some influence and power, I'm going to need both of them people to stand down. I'm going to need Hegseth to step the fuck down. And we're going to have to look into doing something like the 25th Amendment with the commander-in-chief. Because, goddamn, look what we're being led by. Look what they're asking you to do. One of them wants to exclude 2/3 of the people in the country from serving, and the other one wants to move the military into the streets of the country because he said crime is out of control. Motherfucker, these guys that you talking to have whole staffs that let them know if crime is really out of control and they need it in the streets of the country. And then they gave them, it looked like to me they gave them an ultimatum. Because the first guy said, if anything I'm saying makes your heart heavy, you should do the honorable thing and resign or retire. And Donald Trump said, you can get up and walk out of here, but if you do, you're fired. There goes your rank, there goes your pension, there goes your career. He said it like he was joking, but he really meant it. And they sat there. Like that right there, looking real serious. So Donald Trump finished up, walked off the stage. They came to attention. They did not applaud, not once. And he left. Now he left the stage. Now when Donald Trump actually came on the stage and they were sitting there, he actually said, that's the first time I walked in the room and didn't hear a sound. Because these are serious individuals. They know what they talk. These men and women are historians. They know what's at stake here. And these two clowns they being led by, I don't know. If I'm one of them, I wouldn't want to put my life on the line for either one of these guys. From an order from either one of these guys. If it was me and I was military like that, and I wouldn't risk the lives of the young people in my command for these two jokers, because they want to do the job of the police in the city, where the crime rates are actually on the decline. And these generals and admirals and shit, they know it. They watch them. They know it. They're not just in their little office on a base somewhere with oblivious to what's going on at home. They know that this is bullshit. So we're going to see what they going to do. I liked how that came out. We're going to see what they're going to do. The generals, I mean. Anyway, Go watch them speeches. No, go watch clips of those speeches because you probably can't sit through them. But go watch the clips and you can see what I'm talking about. Both these guys need to go somewhere and sit down. Thanks for coming by and listening to me talk my shit. Hit the subscribe button on your way out, and I'll catch you on the next one. TC, and I'm out. Peace.